Hello, my name is Ron and I'm going to tell you something about the Moog Modular Controller, the iPad application. First I will tell you something about how to set things up. Well, because it uses the wireless MIDI functionality that's built in Mac OS X or with some extra software on the Windows environment. Even though it also works directly with just a MIDI connection that works out of the box, I'm going to explain something about the wireless connection first. To enable it, you just start the application. Then we wait until it's loaded. So now it's loaded and I can go to the MIDI configuration. So if you go to the audio MIDI setup, you click on network and there you see sessions. I already have one session and it will recognize all computers that are connected on the wireless network that have MIDI capabilities. Well, it recognizes my iPad, so I click on the iPad and I say connect. Now it is connected, so we can close this window. If I go to the Moog Modular application itself, I go to settings, and you can see it finds all MIDI connections, including my network session. And this is the one I'm going to use. I also use the other MIDI connections so I can start a sound. So this is set up now. Once everything is configured, I can pretty much control everything on the Moog Modular synth. But first you have to set it up. Let's go to a little example. I go to the voltage controlled filters and there you see the modules that are exactly the same as the ones on the Moog Modular synth on your computer. So if I want to control the low pass filter, for instance, of filter 1, I can assign MIDI controllers. Well, to assign those MIDI controllers, what you have to do is you have to use the MIDI learn functionality, and that's on the right top, and I click that one, and then you can click, for instance, the cutoff frequency. As you can see, this one uses non-registered parameter numbers, which means that you can have like 16,000 controllers. Well, that's enough for this application. Once we want to control, we have to let the Moog Modular know which controllers you're going to use. Well, the numbers that we use from the iPad application are all fixed. So if I keep this one on learning mode and if I change a knob on the iPad, you can see that it will change. It will flicker a little bit, but you just have to tap a few times and then you can see it uses the most significant byte 2 and the least significant byte 1. If I untick the MIDI learn functionality, I can control the cutoff frequency. I will give another example. For instance, resonance. As you can see, it uses MSB2 and LSB2. Once that is set, you're done. If you want to use all knobs that are available in the app, you will be busy for a little while. But I suggest you just build it up a little bit. You just configure the ones that you use, and after a while you have configured everything pretty much. If you look at the application, and I'm going to stay in this screen, you can see that we have 3 filters. That's exactly the same number of filters that you have in the Moog Modular application on your computer. And all filters have 4 different modes: the low pass, the high pass, the coupler, and the multi-mode. So if you want to use the filter in your application which is of the type, for instance, the coupler, it's probably the easiest way to also use that one in the application on the iPad. Well, for demo purposes I'm going to switch back to the low pass because we've set it up. We can start using it. To demonstrate a few things, I will just start a sort of, let's say, demo patch. I will reload the demo patch, and when I press the button it will start a sequence. And with that sequence I'm going to show you a few things that are important and also fun. Here we go. So what we can do, we can change the cutoff frequency, the resonance, and also we can switch to the envelope generators. As you can see on the Moog Modular on the screen, we have one envelope generator that's used for the filter. So the envelope 1 defines the attack, decay, sustain and release for filter 1. What we can also do, we can also change the sequence. So if we go to the sequencer section, you see all the knobs that are available in the sequencer section in the Moog Modular application on your computer. So let's start turning some knobs and see if we can find something that you recognize. For instance, the older people may recognize the song of Donna Summer. So if I go back to the voltage controlled filters, we can change a few things. Also, I can also change the pitch of all the notes at the same time. So we can change the pitch by octave. I can do it by octave, I can do it by semitone. On the Moog Modular application itself, you can change the octaves and semitones by changing a different mode on the VCO itself. That's this button here. I chose to make two separate knobs. Once you start turning the knobs, it will change the mode. That's a little bit easier. So if I go back to sequence, I can use a second row to control the filter. So in this case, the low pass filter uses sequence line 2 to control the cutoff frequency. So once we start turning these knobs, well, this was a little demonstration of how to use the Moog Modular Controller. Of course, there are plenty more things that you can do, but I leave it up to you. Thank you.